I'll be honest, when I first saw the trailer for Season 2, I got confused. Because we were told that the ties between the Demacian season and the Demonic season will not be as tight as the ties were between Noxus and Ionia last year. And since Season 3 was already confirmed to be entirely based on an alternative universe, I still expected Season 2 to be entirely based around canonical lore. And so, when we got this, I was confused because oh boy, that does not look canon to me. But after seeing what Riot has cooked, I can confirm, I think my assumptions were wrong. On top of which, to add to my initial pessimism, since Riot confirmed that the majority of the League team is now working on the big League Next project for the beginning of 2027, I honestly did not expect a lot of content in Season 2 at all. But again, it seems like the game modes team specifically has cooked. And once again, let's just all accept that they are kinda carrying League of Legends right now. And so today, let's dive into all the things that are coming to League of Legends in Season 2. As we dive not only into the latest dev video, but also into what writers said on Reddit after that. So, as always, the dev update starts with Meddler and Pabro. And already the team has had some fun with their scary bit at the beginning, because you know, it's a demonic season. After which, the comedy went through the roof, as they asked people to watch the trailer first before they watch the dev update. I want the name of the one who directed this right now. So, the name of the season was confirmed to be Pandemonium. I'm gonna be honest, that is a really cool name. Then it was confirmed that the theme will follow the adventure of Vayne, who does nothing more than hunt demons. And since the setting is gonna be the outskirts of Demacia, it was confirmed that this should be canonical season, because then it was confirmed that Vayne's story will actually unfold throughout the season. It should progress in a similar way that the Demacian season did, and yes, it will also have more motion comics. I mean, right now, the motion comics are just about the best way that we can progress the lore. So I'm really happy they are not going away. But the thing is that, even after learning all of this, we didn't exactly learn that much about the theme itself. Yes, it was confirmed that it should be canonically following the story of Vayne, but also the demons look like that. And while we will dive into a lot of the specific skins in a separate video, because there is a lot to unpack there, if you have a look at the bio of Vayne's skin specifically, we actually learned something. Vayne spent years hunting the demon that killed her parents, only to become the unwitting host to a demon of her own. Possessed with preternatural sight and dark power, she's driven by overwhelming paranoia and bloodlust. Wild, unrestrained, and unaware of the demon within, Vayne has become the very thing she hunts. You see, the description is very purposefully vague because I'm gonna assume we will learn that story throughout the season. But it should at least confirm that this story is happening while Vayne was consumed by revenge after Evelyn killed her parents. Which is where you might start wondering, isn't Vayne supposed to look like that? Well, the truth is, not exactly. Because theoretically, based on the timeline, the events of the Sentinels of Light have not happened yet. And looking at the pace of the story, I think it might be happening around the time the MMO comes out. But that's a whole separate tinfoil hat. No, instead, this skin is actually far closer to Vayne's original version. Meaning that it makes sense that she looks like the OG Vayne because that's when her story happened. It is likely that Evelyn killed her parents, she grew up, she became a demon hunter, and then she got consumed by revenge. That's what this skin might be exploring, which is also what the theme of the season will be exploring. So yes, it seems to be canonical. As to what the other skins are, well, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any is necessarily a tie bulk, which is what we expected. With the other skins technically just being random demons that are from the area where Evelyn is. So yes, it is a shame that they are not canonical demons that we know about. Also, we can assume that at some point Loke will come out, and that champion should clear out what's actually happening with the story here. More on that in a second. Lastly, there is one thing that I really want to mention, which is related to the last video that we made, and there, I have to say, I called it! So next, the dev update talks about the schedule. It was confirmed that Season 2 will actually be shorter than usual. It will only be 6 patches long instead of the 8. And that is because Riot wants to make room for the big Season 3 that will arrive at the end of the year. In case you missed it, based on what other games are doing, it still seems like Season 3 will be a musical theme. It lines up with Riftbound, it lines up with TFT, and so let's assume KDA are gonna be back. Now, since Season 2 will be shorter than usual, the Battle Pass will be also completed faster, and there will be some noticeable differences in the rewards for the Battle Pass. For example, one of the big things players asked for was buying the Battle Pass skins directly. And well, Riot answered! In a Riot way. So the skins will now be purchasable directly outside of the Battle Pass. Meaning that the skins that would be on the Battle Pass will be replaced with gambling. So yes, instead of the skins directly, you will now get the demon boxes, and these will contain one of the demonic skins at random. Is this a better system compared to the direct rewards from the Battle Pass? I guess, because now you can buy the skins directly, but you are still introducing gambling. Because now you have to finish the pass and wait to see if you get the skin you want, after which you can actually buy the skin you want. If you have a look at this financially, you can expect that Riot is only gonna make profits at the end of the season, after people get through the rewards that are random. But instead, the far superior way to do this would be for the rewards to be vouchers that you can exchange directly for the skins you want. And if you want more of these skins, you would be able to buy the rest directly. Not to mention, after the season is over, you can buy them directly. This way, you would get a direct reward from the Battle Pass, the reward would be themed after the Battle Pass, and you would be able to buy them directly. Riot, please consider this option. So next, Pabro mentioned that last time people were sad that we didn't get the prestige list of the skins that are coming, and so now we did get a short list. And so Shaco and LeBlanc will arrive in Season 2. Since Shaco was already revealed to be the prestige skin of Act 1, we can assume that LeBlanc is gonna be in Act 2. Whether she will be demonic or something related to demon hunters, who knows? But then there will also be Veigar coming at the beginning of Season 3. And again, since Season 3 is musical, that better be KDA fan Veigar. After which we also got some teasers for non-prestige skins. And so, after an excruciating time of listening to puns, Riot did confirm that there will be new skins for day jobs. Ooh, our favorite kind of fantasy. But the day jobs should be related to food. That is something that people like. And so, there will be a breadsticks Irelia. We also got a confirmation for spaghetti Velcros. I am very excited about that one. And in the trailer, you might have noticed a pizza cutter Scion. Also, there are more variety skins. There is Rain Shepherd Ivern, as well as Project Quinn. Now, from what I've heard from the Quinn mains, people are not that excited after 4 years of no skins. Those VFX better carry that one. But overall, people still very much love these variety skins. Every time Riot pushed these out, they were successful. And so it is awesome to see that once again, Riot is just having fun with skins. But enough fun, now on to gameplay. So Riot is still tuning out the role quests. They found some issues with some champions not being able to play the way they want to play, and so the quests will be now far more forgiving towards people that actually roam around the game. Keep in mind that you will still need to come back to your lane occasionally. Then, top should have adjusted rewards by getting more XP for teamfights, and mid lane is now getting raw power instead of the enhanced recall. And that's because mid laners have always had issues with power scaling. Of course, outside of these, Riot is still ironing out some details. There are adjustments to items, there are new keystones coming, and most importantly, they are also focusing on variety of builds. Not just build paths, but build styles. Think of the classic AP, Ezreal, ADC, Canon, or attack speed Xin Zhao. The things you love to play against. Which, sure, these builds will be fun to see on the Summoner's Rift, but just think about ARAM Mayhem. Now, the two big runes that are coming back is Deathfire and Storm Raider. That should give you some variety in the power for the sorcery tree, which also means it is time to say goodbye to Phase Rush. Now after this, they also list out some changes for the items, but most importantly, there are two new starting items. There is Doran's Bow, which is the classic greedy DPS item with some Omnivamp, and there's also Doran's Helmet, which just replaces the health regen with resistances. I'll be honest, I don't know why this is an alternative for the shield. Someone in the comments actually tell me, because I don't know. And also there are new Omnivamp boots, after which they dive into the next champion. Now it was finally confirmed that they will come in the second act of Season 2, so they are not coming out just yet. And while they really try to avoid saying the champion's name, it is Loke, as was previously confirmed. And they tease that it is gonna be an AP mid lane assassin, with their weapon being a ghastly nail, which totally makes sense since they are also supposed to be a demon hunter. You know, silver, demons, vampires, makes sense. And we can only assume that their story is gonna be linked to Vayne. Since it comes at the very end of the season, maybe it is gonna be that champion who cleanses Vayne's rage. But after that, the dev update goes into the game modes. And so welcome Eduardo and Mike from the Game Modes team. Here we got some big news for Arena. So, as you might have noticed, there was quite a big recent push for casual game modes in League of Legends. And that's simply because ARAM Mayhem kinda proved to pull off wonders. It really got people to play League again, me included. I'm actually playing League. And while ARAM Mayhem is quite popular here, in the East they are more of Arena fans. And so, while last year we got ARAM updates, this year we're getting Arena. And so, Arena is getting events, aka small game modes that will be rotating throughout the patches. And so first, Season 2 will come out with a new game mode of 6 teams of 3 players. I'll be honest, that feels like a full circle back to arenas in World of Warcraft. But with just one extra person on your team, that smells like big variety in gameplay. And so, 3x6, which is what they call it, will stay on for 3 patches, after which it is gonna be rotating for something with a huge potential called Bravery. That's right, it's gonna be all random arena, also known as our arena. Essentially, in Bravery, you will be given a random champion. If you don't like that champion, there will be a small pool of pickable champions. And that's it. After which there's gonna be the last event, which is Swift Arena. This is gonna shrink Arena to only 4 teams, which means you'll be able to play more games with a little bit less fun, maybe. But it should be faster. And after that, the team is not sure yet. They really want to see what's gonna come out of the numbers from all of these experiments, and only after that can they further expand on Arena. My assumption is they want to see if all random Arena is gonna be as successful as something like ARAM Mayhem, or they want to see if making Arena a 3-person game mode is more fun. If either of those is gonna be successful, well, there's more updates. Then they also confirmed that Season 2 will come out with a new arena map. There is the Petricide Grove that also includes Petricide mining bombs. These bombs were used to mine Petricide in the past. But now you can hit them and launch them at the enemy and make them explode. Then, augments are also getting better, because now there is augment levels. Essentially, after picking your first 2 augments, for the other 2 augments, instead of getting 2 new ones, you can sacrifice the augment slot and instead upgrade one of the first ones. This is really cool to see, because later on, if you don't get an augment that fits your build, it doesn't matter. Now, because Riot really wants to support this massive diversity in augments should be coming to players a little bit sooner than usual. Of course, there will be more variety. It was confirmed that there should be more augments in general. And there will also be the Guests of Honor. There are 20 new guests, all of whom are gonna augment how the game behaves. We got 2 examples. Nocturne will spawn some dark areas around the map, and Shaco will make all the tiers for all the augments random. Then we got 30 new augments coming to Arena, some of which are from ARAM Mayhem and some of which are entirely new. And so combining all of this together, Arena really looks fun. And so let's see how casual League can really get. And so next we go to Kelly and Darcy, because it is time to talk about WASD. Long story short, it is ready. And WASD will arrive to Ranked at the beginning of Season 2. Now up to this point, WASD was tested in normal queues, which really gave the team a chance to iron out the controls, and now it seems like WASD and point and click are on a similar level, although they did confirm that point and click has ever so slightly higher win rate. But that should equal out by the time the WASD players really learn the scheme. On top of this, the team is rolling out champion-specific keybinds, which are live right now, and there will be more accessibility options. This includes more keybinds and the ability to rebind your mouse. And so, get ready for young players to enter League of Legends on their keyboard. And so next, there is also an update for inting. Now, League is gonna have a new system where if there is bad behavior detected in a game, you can have a vote to close the game immediately, and if you do, your team will not lose any LP, and the enemy team will gain LP as if they normally won. Then there is also the Discord integration. In the US, Canada and Brazil, you'll be able to link your Discord to League of Legends, after which you'll be able to invite people directly into a game from a link in Discord. Scammers are gonna abuse this so much. Also, this is a completely different feature from the previously mentioned voice chat. We got no news on that, just that it is a separate feature. Then your shop is coming back on May the 5th, and the Blue Essence Emporium is coming up week after that. Then custom games will now support all game modes, including ARM Mayhem or Arena. So just wait for a new Dumps tournament, after which the team highlights fan art. Now, while that is it for the dev update, we also got more news coming from the outside. For example, the Arbiter Leona and Diana were teased at the end of the trailer, meaning these skins from TFT are actually coming to League. Then, SpiderX found quite a few writers talking on Reddit, and so the big League Next update at the beginning of 2027 will also have big gameplay changes. Specifically, supports should get some refreshment. Then it was confirmed that we should be getting at least one more champion update before the end of this year. The Vayne skin was confirmed to be a directly purchasable legendary. And speaking of it not being a gacha, it was also mentioned that it will be a while till we see the next Exalted skin. And with that, that's pretty much it. So, for as pessimistic as I was at the beginning, this season looks good. And the game modes team is pulling it off once again with Arena, which also means that casual players will be eating well. Also, it does seem like the theme will be canonical. And yes, it was confirmed there will be more motion comics. And so I can't believe it, but I'm happy there is just more content. Because the last few months have been miserable. It really was just a few patches of skins and nothing. Almost like the good old League I remember.